Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. You have $5 billion to spend in the dumbest way possible. How do you spend it? What's the best way to win $1 million at a casino? Start with $5 billion. Richard Branson was once asked what's the fastest way to become a millionaire. His answer was, start as a billionaire and launch an airline. I once heard the same quote but with a newspaper instead of an airline. Go to /r/Wall Street Bits and follow all their recommendations. You are now $10 billion in debt. How do you proceed? Hey, if you owe the bank $1 million, you have a problem. If you owe the bank $1 billion, the bank has a problem. 5 billion lotto tickets all for the same draw, all with the same numbers. You happen to hit, not the jackpot, but 2 numbers. That's a guaranteed $4 on each ticket. You've bankrupted the Powerball, and now have $20 billion. I'm probably stupid, but is this actually how it would work? You know how as a kid you sat in the tub and paddled your hands in opposite directions to create a whirlpool with you in the middle? Pay 1 million people $5,000 each to stand in the Hudson, East and Harlem rivers around Manhattan and begin paddling to see what would happen. If the Hudson River was involved, it would probably look like a toilet flushing after someone had diarrhea. From someone who lives near the Hudson River, I can confirm that. I always wanted to see if a stadium of people could blow out a candle in the middle of the field. I now have an idea for the next Atlanta United home game. Buy a parking space in NYC. I guess $5 billion would be enough for a down payment. Enough for half a bicycle. Build the world's largest ball pit but put it in Kansas. So when the tornadoes hit, it's chaos. Somewhere over the rainbow. Blue balls will fly. Buy a $5 million painting, put it on auction. Participate in the auction and bid against yourself. People actually do this to drive up the price. And also win. I take my $5 billion bills and buy 10 billion quarters. Now I have twice as much. This guy maths. Just not well. I'm gonna put a beaded curtain along the entire US-Mexico border. I don't know why, but I read that as breaded curtain. I thought that would be a nice way to treat visitors. Hello sir and miss. Welcome to the US. If you're hungry, feel free to munch on the breaded curtain in front of you. Edit, that this is my most upvoted comment is hilarious. Thank you. I read it as bearded curtain. So much hair. Buy $5 billion worth of Coke and Mentos, pour it into a giant pit and watch what happens. The world ends in sweet-tasting foam. As was foretold in the prophecies. From what I've tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of foam to say that destruction by Mentos and Coke is also great, and would suffice. Buy $5 billion worth of Coke. Now we're Tal. And Mentos. Oh. Get it in pennies and then pay off random people's collection debt by driving a dump truck full of pennies to each collection agency. This actually seems like a brilliant way to spend it if you have the time. You're being charitable and majorly wasting the collection agency's time. You're being charitable and majorly wasting the collection agency's time. I was at a meeting a local government office where parking tickets are paid. Someone thought they would be cute and show those bureaucrats what was up, so they tried to pay their $200 fine in change. Didn't faze the clerk at all, they just started counting the money, very slowly, because they had to account for between 800 and 2,000 zero coins, and mark down how many of each since this is an official transaction, and a receipt was to be provided. And lost track when the cheeky person told them to hurry up because the line that the cheeky person created was getting angry. No one in the line thought that the cheeky person was doing anything noble other than being an obtuse asshole. Middle, after an hour of this, the cheeky person left without paying the fine, and they pissed off everyone. Apparently they came back the next day with a money order for the amount. Drops millions of dildos from planes over Africa. Edit, so far I only count 30 repsocs referencing Toto. Have you gone soft Reddit? Twist, the dildos are used as a replacement for casual sex therefore rapidly decreasing HIV/AIDS in the African continent. 10 years later, mass hunger in Africa is solved thanks to a decrease in foreign aid, leaving room for more money to educate and shelter children. You are enshrined as dildo god. You are enshrined as dildo god. r/Brady How did you think of this? Edit, not I understand the joke. It's all I think about. Make it rain Reddit gold. Platinum PLS, it's 5 bil. Exactly, I mean it's $5 billion, it's enough to buy almost a billion platinums for all of Reddit. I launched thousands of tons of glitter into orbit to give Earth a Saturn-like ring. Not thousands of tons, but the USA did send up needle-like metal particles to space during the Cold War to hinder Soviet radio communications. The plan worked to some extent, but it was not satisfactory and the particles started to fall back to the Earth after some time. Being as small as they were, most of it did not burn after reentry and they still can be found in Antarctic ice. A cloud of these needle-like particles is still up there though. Edit, some of you pointed out correctly, that the aim of the project was not to hinder Soviet communication but to enhance their own. I feel ashamed of my mistake and now retreat to enjoy my hangover. That's wild, I had never heard of it so I looked it up. You got it mostly right, but it seems it wasn't to hinder Soviet communication, it was to aid our own. Pretty cool. https://wiki/project_west_ford. Slurpees. Everybody's getty fucky slurpees. Brain freeze the planet. We getting blue tongues. We getty red tongues. We ATHA juice. Yeah, just get 5 from the movie theater. Step 1, get Willy Wonka to build me a house made out of chocolate. Step 2, house melts. Step 3, get him to build another house in a cold place while I go eat the melted house. Step 4, be poor, but fat. Pay an Oompa Loompa hit squad to take out Grandpa Joe, the damn benefit fraudster. That's not a dumb way to spend it, that's the best. Empty a bay to look for seashells. Call in the media, tell them what you're doing, and then when people show up and the bay is drained, walk out onto the beach. Pick up the first shell you see, before you even get into what used to be the bay, and loudly proclaim this one's perfect. Okay, go ahead and refill it. Then walk away. In-app purchases. Spending money to get me some of that fake money to change the pixels on my video game character, woohoo. And you will still not get some of the RNG loot items. I would buy 1,639,000,000 packs of 1,500 ladybugs from Amazon. Then I would spend the remaining $1 million on releasing them over the Vatican City. Edit, spelling. Get the printing presses, I think we're gonna need another testament. Nobody expects the arthropod inquisition. Op said dumbest way. This is brilliant. 5 million Apple monitor stands. Edit, my top comment of all time is no longer an office reference on an Askreddit about sex workers. Not sure how I feel about this change. Then set up a business to resell them all again at half price, rinse and repeat until you have nothing left. Why not just give them away? World's biggest gravel pit. And 18 mercenaries to fight to death. Dibs on Scout. Give someone $5 billion worth of Reddit silver to the people asking for silver. You're asking the wrong person cause my wallet is as empty as my head. Hey friend. Thanks. For silver. Yeah, silver are useless except for feeling of being awarded. The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment. A pizza party for the CEO of every company on the planet just to let them know how valued they are as an employee. I bet there's one that's allergic to gluten and dairy. Attendance is mandatory, no food substitutions are permitted, they will not be paid for the lunch break. Only fair to apply the same rules that are applied to their employees. Invest it on rubber ducks. /u/fucks with ducks set em straight please. While this wouldn't be a great investment, I don't think it would be a terrible one either. Rubber ducks have gotten much more popular in the last 10 to 20 years. There's an entire chain of gift shops in Europe that only sell rubber ducks as well as several other independent stores across the world. Just 2 days ago there was an announcement of an entire line of novelty rubber ducks based on video game characters similar to Funko Pop characters. Rubber ducks are having a renaissance right now and I'm loving it. Rubber sex ducks *. I like your username, Honeybuns. Create a new brand of car. New car brand that only has 3 wheels, 50 horsepower, and is made of cast iron. Ilio Motors can't even find $300 million. Hello, is this Williams F1? I want a horn here, here, and here. You can never find the horn when you're angry. Buy $5 billion worth of fake money. Wyra. R/paid for Wyra. Oh no. It wants me to pay for Wyra. X button, you called. Buy Greenland. Maybe now my virus can infect it. Actually buying Greenland is not a bad idea. Why we should buy Greenland? It really surprised me. For those coming after, the article explains that we can mine Greenland thanks to climate change. It also said that it's a cool country. I think the major problem with the idea is that it should mean that Greenland should be in for a windfall, not that another country should simply buy the country. It reminds me a bit of, hey, Ethiopia has gold, let's take them. On another note, it says that every red-blooded American wants us to have a space force, but the argument against it is against militarization of space. I'm actually not totally opposed to it, as the Air Force already does quite a lot of managing the comings and goings of space travel, but would be concerned with the accompanied offensive and defensive capabilities we'd add in space. I would also prefer that we prioritize reducing the number of starving and uninsured children in America before further expanding our military budget and purchasing a country, but that's me. They might not like losing their socialized healthcare. Greenland doesn't want to be bought though.